Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be having a quick look at these Nitram charcoals. Those of you who've followed my work and seen my own work will know that I use charcoal quite a bit, and I tend normally just to use the ordinary willow charcoal, which of course is very inexpensive and readily available. So that's something that I use all the time, and I tend to smudge it and snap it to get different mark making. So I'll quite often just get a piece out. When I start to work, I'll quite often snap it so that I get a sharp edge like that, which you can make some nice marks with and make some different shapes and thicknesses of line. And then of course you can use it on its side as well. So that's what I tend to use quite a lot of, is just the ordinary inexpensive willow charcoal. And I'm sure a lot of you have got some of that at home. So I'll just pop that out of the way. So I did think the other week it would be nice to treat myself to some new charcoals because I was running low and I thought I would try something different. And just at that same time I happened to be watching an interview with an artist on YouTube, or was it YouTube or somewhere else online anyway, and they were asked which was their favourite charcoal, and they recommended this Nitram charcoal. Well, I hadn't heard of it before, I have to confess, but I thought it was recommended and they said it was absolutely the best one, so I thought I would give it a go. So it's obviously quite a bit more expensive than the willow charcoal. I will try and find it and link it down in the description below if I can find a link to a supplier. I can't just remember where I got it from actually. I'm assuming I got it off Amazon. So it contains 2H, 2HB, 2B and 2B plus, and I haven't opened it yet, so I can't, this is the first time I'm going to be having a look at them. So it's got a very detailed description on the back there from another artist saying how great they are, and it has no contender, so that's quite a bold claim, isn't it, saying you've got no contender. Basically they're saying they're the best. So let's have a look. So they're nicely packaged in bubble wrap there, so they're not going to get snapped. And we've got 2 of each size, so we'll just get 1 of each size out. And pop those away to the side. So does it say which is which? Doesn't appear to on there. And is it colour coded? No, it's not colour coded, so basically we've got to work it out for ourselves which are which. But we should be able to tell that by just drawing a line with each. So I should have said this is just an ordinary cartridge paper. See, that's very faint, that one. So there I would say this one's the hardest, followed by this one, moving to the softest one, which actually, if you can see, is round. The other 3 are square, and that one's the softest one there is round. So very, very soft, you can see there, whereas that's much harder. So really that's a very, very faint line that you could use to do some quite delicate work. I'm thinking I should really try it on another paper. And that one's probably better for drawing with, using the corner. So, not too sure at the minute what I think about those. I'm going to go and get some charcoal paper. The only way really to test these out is to actually try and do a drawing with them and give them a bit of a workout as such. So I've got some mid-tone paper here, and I'm going to just start with an eye and work out from that and give them a go. So I'll start by putting some tones in with this softer one, and I will use this to blend. So this is a paper blending stick. It's one I've had around for quite a long time, and just a little tip for you, if these are getting, because they get messy obviously like this, and then you don't want to smudge your paper, to clean them up, always have a little bit of sandpaper in your studio. It's a very easy way just to tidy them up, is just to rub the side on some sandpaper. So sandpaper is a really handy tool to have for all sorts of little bits of jobs really, but for cleaning off your paper blender it's really handy. So I'll start with the softest one here, and then I'll work up and do some drawing with the harder ones and see how we go on, and then compare those perhaps to my willow. So I'm used to working with the willow ones all the time, so these are new to me, so we'll see how we get on, and I'll come back at the end of the video and have a chat about the results.
What you think. Shame on me, thinking it was just a phase. Got me like ooh, got me like ooh. Ain't it fun recognizing your mistakes? Got me like ooh, feels like ooh. Now I brought my worst behavior, throwing a party in my head. Yeah, prayers from my savior. Just let it rain all over me, over me. somewhere down the line, we changed and we grew and we fell out of touch as time goes by. Still I'm holding on to you. I know that it's time for me to let you go. I know that it's time for us to part, though it breaks my heart. Baby, it's time for me to face the truth and say it out loud. I don't know you anymore. To be inseparable, I used to stand by you. Now I'm only holding on to a bittersweet memory of you. Oh, I wish it wasn't true. I know that it's time for me to let you go. I know that it's time for us to part, though it breaks my heart. It's time for me to face the truth and say it out loud. I don't know you anymore. I don't know you anymore, like I used to do before. To think the world of you. Somewhere down the line, we change and we grow and we fall out of touch as time goes by. Oh, still I'm holding on to you. I know that it's time for me to let you go. I know that it's time for us to part, though it breaks my heart. Time for me to face the truth and say it out loud. I don't know you anymore. I don't know you anymore. I don't know you anymore, like I used to do before.
I'm going to give up now. I don't know, I'm going to reserve judgment on these really. I'm finding them quite difficult to work with. The two softer ones, not so bad, but the harder ones, I'll just show you, they're very sort of what I would call scratchy. It's very difficult to make, to get coverage, to get the drawing accurate. Maybe it's my way of working, I'm not sure, but I really don't like those harder ones. I can see how they would perhaps work better if I was working on a much larger canvas and being a bit more expressive and getting a bit more movement and into it and putting a bit more pressure on, but doing something as small as this, I just found them restricting my drawing. The drawing wasn't, you know, I wasn't getting the accuracy with them, and I was finding that it just doesn't come off. And the other thing is, once you've got a few layers on, it didn't seem to layer up very well. It didn't seem to draw on top of what was already there very well. So maybe it's something to do with me and my technique, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I do like this larger, softer one, both of these two. So we've got the yellow and the green. I quite liked those two. But like I say, I will reserve judgment on them because I'm not so sure. So I'll try them over the next few weeks on different papers, and I'll try them with my paints because that's how I work. I draw on top of my painting with charcoal. So you'll see I use this blender quite a lot to try and work it into the paper and build up some tones. Not too happy with my drawing. I found this eye very difficult. I kept coming back to that. Again, partly because I wasn't getting that accuracy that I wanted for my drawing. So as I said before, what I do with these is snap them and get some nice sharp edges. So things like the lines on the eyes, where you want it to be accurate, to get that shape, you know, you can get a nice, excuse me, just blow there. You can get a good line with these. So really I'm not sure. And you'll notice I use this for erasing. So this is what we call a Tombow eraser, and the thing about this is you get a nice good line with your where you need to take anything out. So I'm still not happy with this eye, and I could fiddle around with that eye all day and still not be happy with it, so I'll just leave it at that, I think. You see what I mean about it being a very blunt tool. It's not easy to get that shape there. Maybe I should have left that more in the shadow. Okay, so we're going to leave that there, and like I say, reserve judgment on these charcoals. Those two I liked, those two I didn't particularly like. Maybe it just doesn't suit my style of working, but it may suit yours, and it may be better on a different type of paper. I'm just going to smudge all that side of her face, make her go off into the shadows, because I'm not happy at all with that eye. Okay, so let me know what you think if you've got them, and if you've got any tips for me for how to use them, that would be great too. I'll be back again with you next week with another tutorial or demonstration. In the meantime, enjoy your drawing and painting. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.